Welcome back to the Sustainable Freelancing, where we blend slow living with meaningful work. I'm MJ, and in this episode of our Freelancing Journey series, we are talking about one of the most powerful assets as a freelancer, your portfolio. Now listen, your portfolio doesn't have to be fancy, but it needs to be clear, simple, and intentional. Remember, you're not trying to impress everyone, just the right ones. Let's talk about how to build yours, even if you're just starting out. And I'll walk you through a simple structure you can follow in just 5 to 6 slides. First slide is about you. This is where your personality peeks through. Pro tip, keep it warm, clean, and confident. Now, what should I include, MJ? A short 2 to 3 sentence intro. Who you help and how are you going to help them? Now, here are some examples. I'm a virtual assistant who helps overwhelmed creatives stay organized with systems, structure, and a splash of fun. Next, I'm a social media manager who helps small business owners show up online consistently with content that connects, not just performs. Third example is this. I help coaches and small business owners create graphics that feel like them, not like a template. Now let's talk about photos. Yes to bright, clear, and clean photos of you smiling and looking relaxed. No to party shots, selfies with heavy filters, or anything revealing too much skin. Remember that you are selling your services, so present yourself like the expert that you are in a kind and approachable way. Should you use an AI-generated photo? AI portraits can be a temporary solution if you don't have a professional photo yet, but be careful. If the image looks too perfect, overly edited, or nothing like you, it might do more harm than good. And a huge no if it's so altered that your prospective client won't be able to recognize you during your discovery call. That actually instantly breaks trust. Now, in freelancing, trust and connection matter more than perfection. Use a photo that feels like you, warm, friendly, and approachable. And on this slide, which is about you, these are the things that you should not include. Number 1, long stories about your personal life. Number 2 is your school info or university info, unless it's 100% related to the job that you're applying for. And lastly, too much texts. Remember, this is not a resume. Now let's talk about your services and how to present them clearly. This section should read like a friendly, easy to understand menu, not a corporate brochure. If you offer more than one thing, group them into categories. Make it easier for your potential client to say, yep, that's exactly what I need. Now here's an example of how you can do it. Creative and content support. Under this are the following. Social media management. Then you can add below social media management this line. I help brands stay visible online with content calendars, Canva graphics, and regular posting. Next to this is simple graphic design. Need a carousel, PDF guide, or quote graphic? I've got you covered. Now another example can be admin and customer support. And under this, can also be email management. I clean up inbox chaos so you don't miss important messages. Next can also be calendar management. I help you stay on meetings, lunches, and lives. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm talking about a portfolio for beginners. Of course, if you already have experience, then feel free to add all the relevant experience to your portfolio to the job that you are applying for. This video is targeted towards those who don't have any experience yet or to those who are in and out of freelancing and want some refresher. Now going back, in this slide where you are talking about your services, do not over-explain. Avoid using jargons or technical terms that are not really that easy to understand, or if your client needs to Google them. Pretend you're explaining it to your friend who has no idea what a funnel is, as an example. Let's talk about the part that most of us, or maybe some of us, really overthink, our samples. Now, let me share to you some truths. Number 1, you don't need a lot of examples to prove your worth or for a prospective client to see your potential and value. Second, you need 1 to 2 great samples that are easy to understand and show the kind of work you want to get hired for. Focus on quality and alignment. Your samples should reflect the services you are offering right now, not random things you did 2 or 3 years ago. Here's an idea on how you can present them. Number 1, choose 1 to 2 of your best work or best pieces. Second, add a short, clear caption explaining what it is, what your role was, and the impact it had. For example, Instagram carousel designs for a wellness coach increased post engagement by 30%. And please don't overwhelm your viewer. Instead of dropping 10 screenshots or pages of writing, give them a sneak peek instead, then linked out to the rest. You can even add a clear button or text link that says, "Want to see more samples? Click here to view my full portfolio." Now that link should go to either a clean Google Drive folder with labeled subfolders or a short Canva presentation that focuses on one client or project per day. The goal here is again to make it easier for your prospect to explore your work and even make it easier to say yes to hire you. Now, if you're still starting, here are smart sample ideas. Number one, design a post or graphic for a pretend client in your dream niche. Second example, write a short blog, maybe a newsletter, or a social media copy for a brand that you love. Third example, you can even create a sample content calendar. You don't need paid experience to show that you are ready. You just need to show how you think, how you create, and how you help. Next part of your portfolio would be testimonials. You don't need 10 glowing reviews or feedback to look credible. Even one honest yet thoughtful review can tip the scale in your favor. But before we jump to how to use them, here's one important tip that I need you to remember. Always ask for consent. You must have permission to use a client's testimonial or feedback, especially if you're including their name or photo. This is both ethical and legally necessary. You can even say something like, "Hi," and then insert the name of your client. "Would it be okay to use your feedback as a testimonial on my portfolio? I'd love to include your first name and the type of project that we worked on." Remember, the trust starts here. If someone's interested in working with you, they might even reach out to your past clients to ask how it was, so transparency really matters. Now, your next question might be, "MJ, how do I present my testimonials?" Now, choose 1 to 3 short quotes that are specific, clear, and positive. For example, "She helped me organize my content calendar in just 2 days and made things feel manageable again." Add the person's first name, their business or title, and the service he provided. Optional, and again, if the client gave you their permission to use it, include a small photo or a logo to help build recognition and trust. Now, what if you don't have a testimonial yet? Not a problem. Offer to help a classmate, a mentor, a business friend, or a fellow freelancer. Do the work with integrity, even if it's just a minor task, and then ask for feedback, genuine feedback afterwards. Remember, a testimonial is someone else vouching for your value. Even one well-placed quote can build massive trust with the right client. Now you are almost there. The final slide is your power move, your chance to guide your prospect on exactly what to do next. This slide should feel warm and inviting, not pushy. Try something like this. Thanks so much for taking the time to check out my portfolio. I'd love to learn more about your business and explore how I can support your goals. Feel free to email me or book a discovery call using the link below. Now, here are a few things that you can include in this slide. Number one is your best contact method. This could be your email or DM handle, wherever you respond the fastest. It can even be a booking link. Use something easy like Calendly or a Google form so they can schedule a call or send their details without back and forth emails. And lastly, include your time zone. That way they understand when to expect a reply and avoid confusion. Now, why does this matter? You're making it as simple as possible for your prospect to say, "Yes, I want to meet you. Yes, I want to talk to you." When the next step is clear and accessible, they're more likely to reach out. And that could be the start of your new working relationship. Now, here's a quick reality check for you. Your portfolio is not set in stone. It's a living document that grows and improves as you do. So please don't get stuck chasing perfection, like the color is not too good or the font don't match. None of that really matters. The goal is not to dump every detail or overwhelm your prospects with so much information. Instead, it is to spark their curiosity enough that they want to reach out to you and move to the next step. Keep this in mind. People don't just hire skills. They hire people they trust. That means your portfolio should be clear, honest, and authentic authentically you. Show confidence in what you offer, even if you are still learning. Be straightforward so people immediately understand what you bring to the table. Let your personality shine through so clients get a sense of who you really are. Remember, your portfolio is your foot in the door. It's the start of a conversation, not the entire story. Keep it simple, real, and watch how doors begin to open. All right, here is your power pack homework for this week. Simple but effective. Number 1, draft your portfolio in just 5 to 6 slides. Clear, focused, and easy to digest. Use a free Canva account to do so. Number 2, choose your 2 best work samples that really showcase your skills and style. Then add a friendly professional photo that builds trust. Remember, it's about connection. Include a link to more samples with a clear CTA, making it easy for prospects to explore more of your work. Lastly, share your portfolio confidently in job applications and discovery calls. This approach is simple, powerful, and intentional, designed to get you noticed without overwhelming anyone. If you found this video helpful, please like the button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below telling me what's one thing you're adding or updating in your portfolio this week. I can't wait to see you on the next video. Until then, keep showing up, keep growing, and remember, you're not just building a freelance business. You're creating something sustainable, meaningful, and totally you. Explore and learn more about the freelancing world by downloading my free guide called the Freelance Starter Kit. It's available in the description box below. Make sure that your email address is active, and please check both your inbox and spam folders after you're done signing up. You'll also see a link where you can submit your questions about freelancing so I can talk more about those in my upcoming videos. Thank you and see ya!